This is my 1972 Honda SL70. Pretty neat little bike. Good example of this original, with all of its original parts. Paint's in pretty decent condition. There's some dings and scratches and things, but that's what happens when you love a bike and you ride it. A little bit of a rip in the seat. Now this bike was manufactured in mid-1971. I'll show you that right here. So focus. There we go. Mid-1971. It's titled, Clean Illinois Title, 1972. There's a ding in this side from where the steering stop is broken and caused the handle to come back around too far. Fenders in good condition. Not perfect, but good. Headlight buckets in good condition. This bike is 2,804 original miles. That's the most severe thing that's done to the tank. It's where the steering has come back around because of the steering stop being broken. And there is a tiny hole in the case there, but not a big deal. Engine's pretty clean. A little bit of steel wool, it'll shine right up. Airbox is nice and clean. New fuel filter and fuel line, and it's got a key. Works. Carburetor has been, well, I'll tell you that in a second, but it was cleaned. It did put a carburetor kit on it. It's got a brand new chain. The shocks are not in that great a condition, but I have some extra ones. Frame's is kind of scratched up, but I like the fact that it's got the original side panels on it. Tires are brand new without a single mile on them. Front and back, new tubes and tires. Brakes got cleaned up. I lubed the cables, cleaned up the brakes, rebuilt the front fork seals. I took steel wool to all the chrome parts to shine them up again. Look real nice. I don't have the mirrors on the bike, but I do have the mirrors. Decals in pretty good condition. I love that. Engine's in pretty clean condition. Exhaust is all together. Now here's the deal about this bike. I cleaned it up, changed the oils, changed the spark plug, cleaned up the carburetor, cleaned out the tank, put a new fuel line, fuel filter, did the tires, tubes, cleaned the brakes, lubed the cables, reconditioned the vinyl on the seat so that it's soft again. Did all that, went and put gas in it. The whole time it was turning over just fine. I put a new battery in it, and then I went to kick it over for the first time with fuel in it, all excited, and the clutch bound up on me. And I never got around to putting in the new clutch. I always intended to. I've been holding onto this bike for a few years since then because I always wanted to put the new clutch in and ride it around a little bit. I love this old bike, but I just don't have the time, and I really need the space. So I know that when you kick down on the kickstart and you hold in the clutch, the rear tire moves. So I know everything's not bound up, but the clutch does need to be replaced, and I do have that clutch, brand new clutch. I put a little bit of oil in the cylinder through the spark plug hole just to make sure that nothing got corroded while it waited on me, but never got back around to it. So now I'm trying to find this bike a home and somebody who will appreciate it and start it back up again. This bike comes with two blue fenders, brand new clutch assembly, I've got extra handlebars, 3 mirrors for it, a parts motor if it should ever need it. I have a coffee can full of spare parts. I have brake assembly, carburetor, a rear swing arm, and some replacement original shocks that little steel wool, they'll shine right up. And then a bucket full of spare engine parts that may or may not be worth anything. But at least you'd have another bucket. Oh yeah, and a fender that doesn't go with anything. So anyway, that's what's for sale. Really want to find it a good home. I need the space, and with just a little bit of work from somebody who knows how to work on it, this bike will start right up. So I'll be sad to see her go, but there she is, my 1972 SL70.